Parents? What parents? Oh, we are so doing this. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Good morning, afternoon, evening, or night. How are you? Do I sound insane? Of course I do. It must be the way I'm talking. Maybe I watch too much TV. Or maybe my brain went for a spin this morning. Or maybe I'm high on some crack. Actually, it's none of the above. So, how are we doing? Oh, that's right. You guys can't reply to me. You're listening to the video. Ahem. So, how are we? The whole point of this discussion of my madness here is the. I'm just picturing people's reactions right now to my imitation of nutcase here, and I'm just like thinking that you guys are thinking like, what the fuck is he smoking? Or are you high? Or are you nuts? Or what are you doing right now? Or who are you? You know, the typical Gen Z lovely reactions to things they don't understand. But in all seriousness, the whole point of this video that I'm about to start talking about is the lack of parenthood. Like, and what spurred me to do it is actually right here on your screen. Freaking toxic players everywhere. You know, don't you have parents? You see that right there? Don't you get your brain are your brain damaged? What the hell? But and then if you look at the other one here, you'll see down here freaking parents. Kids don't have parents nowadays. They have bots. I swear, this dude right here made me laugh so hard. I just had to make this video. This shit was hilarious. And for all you sneaky sneaks out there, that is not me. That's actually somebody I know. So don't be getting any ideas thinking, oh, I know what you look like. So, yeah. So yeah, I see now. I see now. Y'all think you slick. I was slick when I was a kid too. I was very good at sneaking around and seeing those little things like a little, flash, and people don't think I noticed, but I noticed that. You see, I seen that. Anybody laughing yet? I hope so, because I'm actually in a very good mood, and maybe I'm just trying to share my joy and my insanity with the rest of the world. You don't like it, you can always leave a dislike. If you like it, leave a like, or don't. It don't matter to me what you do. But yeah, so basically, what I'm trying to talk about, I'll get a little serious for a minute, is there's a huge concern, at least to me, and as you can see in this post here, a Smite forum post, I'm not the only one who sees it, that there's obviously a serious lack of parenthood going on out there. Now, some of you kids might say, I have parents, they're raising me. Are they? Because from what I've seen, the only thing parents do these days is they just give their kids a smartphone from the time they're able to hold enough to hold one. You know how many 4-year-olds I've seen with a freaking giant-ass iPad that's the size of their body in their hands? Well, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I think you get the point. Kids are introduced to these screens before they're even old enough to know what a screen is. You know why parents are doing that? Because they're lazy. Because they don't want to raise children. The only thing they cared about was having sex. I'm gonna be honest from this point forward and a little bit more uncensored. So viewer discretion advised. The only thing the parents gave a shit about was freaking having sex and shooting up nut, fucking without a condom. Men just wanted to get their dick hard to go down, and that's all they gave a shit about. And the girls, they just didn't even. Do you think any of them were thinking about getting pregnant or children when they fuck? No, of course not. They just got horny and they decided booty call. Oh, he looks hot. Oh, she looks sexy. I gotta squeeze that ass. And next thing you know, 9 months later, they got a kid they aren't ready for. I have seen a lot of shit in my life, and the youngest person I ever seen pregnant was 12 years old. No joke. And it was in the ghettos, and I'm not even gonna say where. It's not relevant. So yeah, when we live in a world like that, it's no wonder kids are all turning crazy and cuckoo and shit. I mean, y'all probably thinking I'm nuts from listening to the first 5 minutes of this video, assuming y'all still here. But you think I'm crazy? You should see some of the stuff I've seen. Okay, I've seen 7-year-olds smoke cigarettes. I have been in households where people have dog shit like in every corner, and there's flies buzzing around it, and like freaking cockroaches crawling on the wall. Fuck, I've seen an anthill on the side of a fucking table leg on a kitchen table. I ain't kidding. I've seen some nasty households, and that household I'm referring to had like fucking 6 kids in it. And the youngest one, little Tom, 7 years old at the time. I'm not saying what year it was. I don't want to I don't want to give out personal information. But like little Tom at the time, be smoking a cigarette like he gangster. The world is going to shit. I'm a 30-year man, and I'm already feeling like I've lost my mind a little bit. And and seeing what I've just mentioned to you, you probably might be able to see why. But back to parenthood. The lack of parenthood, giving kids smartphones, not disciplining. Look at what this guy says right here again. I mean, they don't have parents, right? He's basically saying that kids they can't do anything. Parents can't do anything to discipline their kids. It's like he's right, because the parents will just turn them over to the police. And you know how I know this is true? It's not just because I believe everything I read, for those of you out there who might think that. It's because when I was about 16 years old, 15, 16 years old. This was way back in like 2008. I'm an old man compared to most of you viewers. I'm an old man. I'm 30 years old. I'm old. Back when I was younger than you, or maybe around your age, maybe a little older, depending on how old you are, I literally was a very spoiled brat. I was never taught nothing. Okay, my dad left, and my mother didn't discipline me worth shit. She just let me play video games, and all I had to do was throw a fit, and I got what I wanted. Well, one day, when she had met actually a very good person for her in her life, my stepfather, I would call him, not so much now, but he was trying to discipline me. First time I've ever been tried to be disciplined in my entire life. Now, this is obviously before the age of smartphones. So even before smartphones, parenthood was horrible. Okay? And literally, when he spanked my bottom and left a mark with the belt, I remember I called the law, and I reported child abuse because I didn't want to be disciplined. You know what happened? They came out and they arrested him, and I asked to be put in foster care because I didn't feel safe at that home anymore. And I got what I wanted. I got put in foster care. Now, looking back, I regret that decision because because obviously I was ignorant and spoiled, and I was a little shit, and I got put in the foster care system, and I got to see what hell actually looked like, because after foster care I was homeless, and then everything else that happened up to now. I'm not going to go into any more details on that. None of y'all's business, no offense. But you kind of see that I ignorantly, without knowing the consequences, asked for pretty much all the shit that happened to me looking back. Now, sure, some of you might say I didn't know any better. I was just a kid. And obviously I had a lot of problems in the head too. So even though I was 16 years old, my brain was probably half that age. But I'm not going to go into that. So if I sound a little fucking autistic in this video, oh well, proud of it. Don't feel sorry for me. I'm doing just fucking fine. I've been on my own. Nobody helping me. I'm fine. But back to what I'm trying to say with parenthood. You see my little example there. And the reason I bring that up is because you kids out there need to realize that it doesn't matter if you're ignorant or not. Your choices matter, and they have consequences. And your parents may not always be there to save your sorry ass when something happens to you. I would know. So, I see so much lack of discipline these days. Okay, you'd be standing in McDonald's and people don't even wait in line and show any consideration for nobody. They'll just be in their phones and blast music like they the shit. Like, oh yeah, my music's the best. I gotta make sure everybody hears this shit. Or you be seeing people fucking yell across the street and just be, everybody's loud and obnoxious, man. Nobody has no respect. Like, where's the respect anymore? And I'm not even going to go into other examples. The point is, children don't have any respect. And while you can blame the lack of parenthood, which is what this is about, you can also blame the fact that maybe no one's taken the time. So this point of this video is to demonstrate not only a lack of parenthood and just to be a little bit of a goofball, but it's also to be a message for people out there who take the time to listen to me that, you might not have any parents that are teaching you, but I'll literally tell you right now that from personal experience that you need to wisen up, and you need to be disciplined. I don't mean necessarily you gotta have your butt spanked with a fucking belt or you gotta freaking, but parents aren't disciplining their kids at all. And it's no wonder the whole world's getting fucked. The world is going, like this guy's saying here, the world's going to shit because of it. I mean, you play games like fucking Smite and you wonder why half the people are toxic. You play games like Forge of Empires, like I've made in my other previous videos in the past, and you can see why people don't even play that game legitly anymore. Honor and integrity don't freaking exist because no one learns it. So, if you listen to this video up to this point, the next time you see something nutty in the world, or you see a kid or another kid that's disrespectful, or something's going on that's just like, what the fuck, you'll understand why. It's a lack of parenthood. I mean, I don't know who in the blue blazing fuck said in the past that pretty much disciplining your child, is not right. But apparently we live in a society now that can't even discipline children, and then they wonder why they get so warped. I am living proof that you can get warped, and I'm also living proof that you can come out of it. Because just several years ago, I was pretty messed up as an adult too, but I came out of it because I wisened up and I learned, and I was lucky. I could have been killed. I could have ended up in jail. I could have ended up in a mental asylum. A lot of things could have gone wrong. I could have got trafficked because when I was homeless, I didn't have nobody looking out for me. The foster care system, they just dumped me to the streets. I was so horrible as a kid that they couldn't even find me a home, and it wasn't entirely my fault. I didn't have anyone to raise me. No one taught me nothing. So how was I supposed to know? But looking back, I mean, part of it might have been my fault too because I ignorantly asked for it. So be careful what you ask for, kids, and pay attention to the choices you make in life. And be grateful for your parents if you actually have parents that are teaching you something. Don't defy their discipline. Let them help you. You'll thank them later. Trust me. Don't make my mistake and do something that you're gonna regret because you want to escape, your parents' discipline and be free. Because that's what I did, and look what happened to me. I ended up homeless and ended up in a lot of shit I'm not gonna go into in this video. And trust me, you don't want to go there. So if you're listening to this and I helped you a little bit, feel free and leave a like. If or if you like the comedy of my acting of insanityness, great too. If you didn't and you think I'm just complaining or just wanting some attention or whatever kind of criticism you want to give me, I'm just an old fart that just wants to lecture people, whatever you want to say, then leave a dislike, move on. I will be disabling comments to the video because I really don't want to have to argue with people if they don't like what I have to say. I mean, just if you like what I have, if you like it, just leave a like. That's all I need to see. If you don't like it, you can just dislike it and move on that way. I mean, so you get the idea. So thanks for listening up to this point, and y'all have a good day.